W4TP. This is N4LQ, November 4 Lima, Quebec.
N4LQ, about to shut it down here. Good evening to you, W4TP.
Yes, good evening. I'm just running about 20 watts, and I can easily kick that up if need be. Just wanted to say you're sounding good here. I heard you on the other day talking to some of the gang here in Tennessee. I think over in Tennessee. I'm in Shelby, North Carolina, and I forgot your name, but anyhow, good to talk to you. Name is Steve. Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo. Running an LMAC AF68 here. Go ahead.
Okay, I missed the name. I think I've heard you on before. If you could turn the power up a wee bit, it'd help. It's a little bit noisy. Copy mostly okay tonight. Name here's John, and we're in Bay Minette, Alabama. And the AF68's doing good. We're on a broadcast transmitter. We're using the Collins 820D2. And dead key. And but anyway, been in here wiring and rewiring. It's a constant mess in here, so I guess audio's okay. Looks okay on the scope and the modulation monitor. So anyway, I hadn't heard Billy on tonight. I guess he's at church. We didn't have services tonight. We had a big day at church today, and they let us off for the night. So anyway, I missed your name. I've heard you on before.
All right, W4TP, N4LQ. May I crank the power up here a little bit, John? So yeah, I haven't heard Billy today. I was on the Old Friends Net down on 3715 earlier at 6:30, 2 hours ago, and talked to everybody there, and conditions were a little noisy. We had a lot of storms around here, but things have quietened down a little bit, especially since I changed receivers. I was trying out a new SDR, and I'm just not too impressed. But this one is doing real good. And name is Steve, Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo, and let's see, now running 320 watts carrier, so hopefully that helps a little bit. John, back to you, W4TP and 4LQ.
Yeah, man, it did make a difference. Quietens down the receiver. Yeah, we got a little bit of lightning around some of it. It sounds like the usual static. Looking forward to wintertime coming up here. Try to get a 160 antenna back up. However, it was interfering with this antenna. I've been working on the 75-meter antenna, and they're parallel to each other, and don't know if that's going to play very well because one affects the other one on SWR and whatever else. So I took the 160, it's laying out there in the yard, laying down, and I'm trying to get the 80-meter resonant, and then when I do, then I'll try to fool with a 160 maybe. Yeah, it sounds great. Not sure what kind of amplifier you're running, but it made a tremendous difference. And yeah, Billy, I hear him on early evenings. He's a good guy, and he's got a lot of stuff. I think he's got more stuff than he needs, so I think he's trying to get rid of some of it. You know how it is, it's a chronic sickness. You just keep gathering and gathering. But it sounds good. We're just about 30 miles north of Mobile here in Bay Minette. N4LQ, W4TP.
I think I heard Billy. KO4SSY, go ahead. Okay, Billy. You're so strong you messed up my receiver. I got to figure out what's going on here. I'm using the Malachite receiver right now. I was using, I got two different SDRs, and I'm streaming it right now on YouTube, but this one does better than any of them, but I just had a little trouble with it tuning in. I've got it in synchronous AM mode, and it usually works pretty good, but I got some adjusting to do. So I did miss a few words there, Billy, but you're super strong here. And the amplifier I'm using is a AL1200, and so I went from 20 watts to 320 watts. So that's the difference. Probably does help some, I would say. Antenna is a horizontal loop, three-sided horizontal loop up just about 100 feet. Ladder line, 600 ohm homebrew stuff coming down into the shack. So over to you, John, W4TP, N4LQ.
And the signal out of Concord, I'm having a hard time getting your audio there. Steve, did you copy who that was, over?
I heard the word Concord, and it was like W4GHQ or something. Come back again. I think I may be able to tune you in. This is N4LQ in Shelby, North Carolina. The name is Steve. Go ahead.
Hey, Steve, N4LQ, W4TP. I was talking to Shelby. I thought you were downtown Charlotte, over.
Oh, okay. Was it W4GAQ?
That's GHC.
Oh, GHC. W4GHC. You thought I was in Charlotte. Well, I was about 5 years ago, and we moved out here to Shelby. But got out of the maddening crowd there. So, have we worked before?
Yeah, we went to the Morganton Ham Fest together a long time ago.
Oh, we went to the Morganton Ham Fest together. Let me key your call in here. GHC and oh yeah, Cleveland, Georgia. That's not. I must have your call wrong. I've got W4GHC. Maybe if you did it phonetically, I could hear it with these old ears.
Victor is the last one.
This is for Golf Hotel Victor. Germany, Honolulu, Venezuela, they used to say back in the 50s.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Now, Bo. Yeah, I remember now. Well, I didn't associate that call with anything because I couldn't copy it. And I looked you up here on QRZ, and I still wouldn't have got it, the Bo part, until I started reading down here. Yeah, I remember you. I remember you at the Charlotte Ham Fest. You're kind of weak here, Bo. So what are you running, over?
I'm doing the 7610 at 560 watts, so KPA 500. I'm saying contact since 1965, if I recall right.
Okay, KPA 500, and what was the transmitter again?
The ICOM 7610.
Oh, the 7610 ICOM. All right, got you. All right, well, let's get you some more reports. John, do you copy him at all? W4TP and 4LQ.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I went off the air. Watching to see if I see something happening over here. Sorry about that. I lost high voltage. I don't know if I had a arc over or whatever happened here. We'll see. Yeah, I can hear him in there. He's pretty weak on me. And you're tall, way above Billy. Billy's needs a little more horsepower down here. It's just bad conditions probably. But anyway, I'm hearing it's not overly strong. And I didn't catch his name, W4 Golf Hotel Victor. This is W4TP in the creek.
W4TP, I got parts of that very weak, a little bit of cash here too, so I'll turn it back over to Steve. I saw the YouTube notice and thought I'd see if this radio works for me. We won't bother you guys. Carry on.
Okay. Well, you're making it here, barely, Bo, but congratulations on getting on AM. And saw the YouTube video and decided to do the real thing, I guess. So good to see you again. Have to get together sometime again next time I'm at the Charlotte Hamfest. Billy, you copy, I think he's signing out, but you copy him, KO4SSY N4LQ.
Steve, there for a minute I had him real good, N4LQ, KO4SSY returning. I had him real strong there for a minute, but it faded back out into oblivion again, so yeah, I don't know quite what's up there, but he was really weak at first, and it come up pretty good, and then faded back off, so. And I am on, I don't know if I've talked to you off of this transmitter, or maybe I did the other night, I don't know. This is the Globe King 500C. I'm generally on the Johnson 500 here at the house, and of course, of the mornings you hear me, I'm always at the office on the TCB, but anyways, I am going to step downstairs and fill my coffee cup back up while y'all carry on the QSO. And maybe some of them knotheads up north will come in there, like Larry or Tommy or Cliff or Chad or Brandon. I don't know. Anyways, back over to you, John. W4TP. I'm going to go fill up the coffee cup. I'll be right back. KO4SSY.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm still going so far. Yeah, you come way up that time, Billy. You're 10 over 9. Good signal now. So I don't know what this transmitter hadn't ever given me a problem. So I don't know what happened. I was looking away, and when I keyed up, I didn't have any plate voltage. The contactor was off, so I don't know what that was all about. Oh well, Murphy is still around. And but anyway, man, you got a good signal. Steve, really good signal, and usually you're above Billy, but y'all may be you may be closer to me. I'm not sure which is closer, but Billy does a good job. He's one of our net controls, and we appreciate what he does. So he can get some more coffee as long as he's not letting anything out. Sometimes that's the case. He goes downstairs and let's exchange his coffee, I guess. N4LQ, W4TP.
You got me thinking about coffee now. Although it is getting a little bit late, they say it keeps you awake, but here I sit drinking a Mountain Dew. I got started on Keurig. My daughter got me a Keurig coffee maker for Christmas a couple of years ago. Little cheapy thing, but it works good, and it's so quick and easy to make coffee that way. But I have to admit, it doesn't taste as good as the real stuff. I don't think anyway. But it's quick and easy, and I stopped the other day at a gas station and got some of that iced coffee 50 calories in it, and it tasted a little chocolatey, but it was delicious. But it's supposed to be coffee, but it was too good, and I'm afraid if I got started on that, I'd gain 100 pounds real quick. So I think I'll avoid that. And that Glow King, I don't know if Billy's back yet or not, but he's killing me here. He's got this meter pegged. Of course, I've got my own meter pegged, but he really pegged it. So anyway, you're about 5 by 8 here, John. Good solid copy. So we're kind of triangulating here, I guess. You're kind of halfway between us, I suppose. So, Billy, has you got your coffee yet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I boogied down there and poured it in and boogied right back, so... well, that's good to hear. But you're pretty much pegging this RCA out also. Well, it goes to 100 and you're at 90, so it's almost totally pegged. And, I don't know, this is a very, very clean, nice rig right here. I really like it. I'd quit talking on it because I thought it was oscillating. Well, I know it was. Or maybe there just really was someone throwing a darn carrier. And that wouldn't surprise me none neither. But I thought, I swore I turned the thing off and it went away. But it's not doing it now, so I don't know what the deal was. And that makes me happy. I like it. It's like I say, it's one of the cleanest. Looks to be all original. Don't look to be refinished, and it's really nice. So, well, it probably hadn't been played much in its life because when I took it to Cliff, there was some stuff that looked like the factory had left out. We was talking one morning after he got the RF deck straightened out. I had it kind of running, but just halfway. It wasn't working right, and I took it up there, and he had some guy come on bawling us out one morning, talking about how wide it was and how bad it was cutting her. Cliff got to looking at it, and something they'd left out original from the factory. He had to go in there and got that straightened out. But anyway, this here's my keeper for sure. Unless somebody's got more money than they got sense, and then I guess I'll let it go. I told John the other day that price would be $1,500 for this and walked off. It's just too nice. And so anyway, back down to you, John. W4TP, old toilet paper. Take it away, KO4SSY.
KN4 Mike Echo. Can anybody hear 90 watts?
Yeah, come on in there, Dr. John.
Hey, Billy. I'm on the 32V3, and y'all are sounding good on the 75A3. Over to you, John. W4TP in the group. What's your copy? KN4 and me.
Yeah, Dr. John, we're talking fine, W4TP. And, yeah, I've got a 32V3 over here in the rack. I used it during the low-powered month for the Gulf Coast Mullet Society. I used it a couple of times. I don't often turn it on. It needs to be turned on a lot more than it is. And it's a good sounding transmitter. 75A3, good deal. We got every A series I think Collins made. I think we do. I know we've got the A3. So A1, A2, A3. I think I got 2 A1s, but all that stuff's piled up in the back there. So anyway, you're sounding good, Dr. John, and usually you got the Decker rig, I believe you call it, really burning it up down this way. Anyway, Steve, wonder how old you are. We're 69, about to be 70, and I have a reason behind it. Maybe Dr. John remembers it. I know Billy don't, but there was a great cola that came out, I think, in the 20s and 30s, and they were still in business up till, I know in 1959, 1960, because I was a kid, and I remember the bottle it was bottled in, and I thought maybe Steve or Dr. John might remember it. It's not grape cocoons. You know, they were around for a long time, but the name of it is grape Ola, Grapeola. It had a unique model. It had a bottle that had, the grapes on the side of the bottle engraved into the glass. I just wonder if you remember that, or I've not been able to find any information on it at all. It's called Grape Ola. There's a few bottles for sale on the e-broke, but I can't find very much information about it. And it was bottled in the South, as near as I can tell. But I just wondered if anybody remembered that stuff. I think it's, we'll, I guess, get a rotation going here. N4LQ, W4TP, and crew.
WB4NKL.
Hey, Cliff, WB4NKL and the group N4LQ. Yeah, I'll give it to you next, and I'll comment on Grape Ola. No, I never heard of it, and I'm 74, but I just looked it up on the internet, and there's something that's called that, but it says it's pure grape seed oil. Oh, what you do with that? Cooking oil? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I'd want to drink this stuff. It sounded good until I saw that. But nope, I've never seen Grape Ola. Wife and I were talking about blue popsicles this afternoon on the way home from lunch, and how she used to go down to the ice cream store and buy blue popsicles, and it would turn her tongue and lips blue. They probably still got that stuff. But anyhow, hello, how you doing, Cliff? WB4NKL, and let's see, I guess you'll turn it over to Billy. This is N4LQ.
Okay, Steve. Good evening, fellas. If anybody copies me, I'm running a LMAC A54 running into a pair of 813s. I checked into it on the net there a while ago, Steve, but I couldn't stay long. So I thought I'd get it back on the air here and see how it was doing tonight. Looks like about 100 watts of carrier and pegging the peak meter on the 300 watt scale. Grape Ola, that sounds familiar. I remember Grapeette. They made a Grapeette, and then they had the knee-high orange and grape, and these country stores around here, they had drink coolers. They had everything you could think of. And I'm not sure about the Grape Ola. But I do remember the knee-high and the Grapeette. So everybody's sounding good up here in East Tennessee tonight. So I'll send it on around. Go ahead, Billy. KO4SSY, WB4NKL on the big LMAC.
All right, Cliff, WB4NKL, KO4SSY, returning. Well, I spoke too soon. It made it about 2 or 3 times talking on it, and now then it's doing it again. I don't know. It's oscillating at times, worse than others. Let me look at something here. I don't know. I better not fool with it while everything's kind of at wrong angles, but anyways, it has started doing it again. And it's almost like a zero beater. I have to keep on tune with everybody. Once I get lined up with them, it kind of goes away. But if the VFO drifts a little bit, then it starts causing that noise. So I don't know, but it's doing something. But it's got to be intermittent too, because it wasn't doing it at all until tonight again. So I don't know. I don't know who to give it to, honestly. So I'm gonna let's do this. Ben's John and Steve was in there first, and then me, and then Dr. John, and then Cliff. Let's go that route. Let me just give it back up top to Well, no, just let me give it to KN4 Mike Echo, and he can give it to Cliff, and then Cliff give it back up to, or down to John, and then him give it to Steve, kind of maybe get this thing where we can know where it should go. So I'll give it to Dr. John, he can give it to Cliff, Cliff back up to, down to W4TP, and then N4LQ. That's all right. KN4 Mike Echo, KO4SY.
Oh, wow, let's stand by and see if we have a break.
Excuse here in Dadeville, Alabama.
How can we neglect that signal, okay? Let me put that down. Well, you will be, let's see. You'll be number 6 in line. I'm going to not hold it very long here. I'm going to get on the decker with you and probably know you a little better. Now, Sam, I'm on 32B3. We got resurrected here a few days ago. I paired up with an old 75A3 I've had for years, and just happy to get this station running with that. Same antenna 75 fixed up. We had inverted tube with a ladder line. Johnson, so that's station. D104 mic running into the 32B3. Just a couple of comments real quick. I never heard of grape oak. We certainly have grape control, and what a great soft drink. I don't see that much anymore. I think it's still out there. When I was in Mexico back in the mid-70s, I was there from 76 to 78, it was a great flavored drink that was just out of this world, and I wish I could import it. I've never been able to find it imported into the States. I forgot the name of it. It might come to me. If it does, I'll put it out. That's perhaps the best grape flavored drink that I've ever had. That's from Mexico. Okay, I think I said it to Cliff, W4NKL. And I was going to comment, the AF-54 was the first rig I ever had after I got my general license in 1968. And I operated that. I thought actually AM was dying out because there just weren't that many stations on it. But yours sounds good into the amplifier, no question. WB4NKL in the creek. KN4 Mike Echo.
KN4 Mike Echoes, WB4NKL. Okay, Dr. John. Well, good deal on the first rig. I had a night kit T60, and I've got one of those. I need to resurrect it. I've got one. I don't have the original, but I've got one I need to try to get on there. Something's going wild out here. Got the sirens are going on. Steve probably can hear them in the background. But good deal on the drinks. I'm John. I'm about the same age as you are. I'll be 69 here in November. I remember a lot of those old drinks from back in the day. I miss those old country stores. There's not many of them left, but there used to be one on every corner around here. So I guess the internet is our friend on that, I guess, trying to find them. But Steve said it come up with oil, so don't want to drink that. Now I'm running a Hallicrafters HT41 that I converted over to 813s, and well, they sure do run cool at this power level. You can't even tell they're being pushed. Cool air coming out of that cabinet. Go ahead, John, if you can copy down there. W4TP's WB4NKL.
Did you turn it to me, Cliff?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, a little bit light on me. I got the rotation all messed up tonight, so I don't know who gets what now. We'll let Billy be the net control, I guess, or something. Hello to you, Sam. The Great Ola was actually a soft drink, and I can't tell you, I'm pretty sure it was carbonated. And I can't find much information about it. If you do search, it's not that seed oil you're talking about, but there's actually a soft drink that came out, and it was called Grape Cola. Maybe Sam remembers it. It was served in the South. I forget where some of it was bottled at, Tennessee, somewhere like that. But anyway, I had my fill of it back in about 1959, 1960. And I remember it really, really well because of the bottle. The bottle had grape engraved on the side of the bottle, Coke bottle. About a 6-ounce bottle, I believe it came in. But I can't find any information about it. But I remember it real well as a kid. In fact, I thought it was the Fanta line, that they still produce, but it wasn't. By looking at the bottle, it was called Grape-Ola. So if anybody has any information on that, I'd be curious to see. But it actually was a great soft drink. Anyway, gosh, I don't know who gets it now. Hello to Sam. Billy, steer it around. I'm confused as usual. W4TP.
On this one here. Sam, why don't you go ahead and make one and then give it to N4LQ, and then Cliff, once you get it again, give it back to Sam, then he can give it back down to John, and it'll straighten out the circulation. We'll go ahead and pull Sam in here. Go ahead, Sam, make one and give it to N4LQ, and he'll give it to me. He'll give it to Dr. John, and Dr. John to Cliff, and Cliff to Sam, and then back up to John. Okay. Go ahead, Sam.
One and done. This is KF4TXQ, Daysville, Alabama, and I remember a Grape Ed, GRAPETTE. I may be remembering that wrong, but anyway, I seem to remember a Grape Ed, and of course it was always knee-high grapes and all those. But anyway, I'm on the bench over here. I'm enjoying hearing everybody and enjoying the thread of the conversation, but I'm going to get over here and see if I can get my configuration recombobulated, if you know what I mean. So anyway, Billy, I'm going to send it back to you because I think you're sort of the interlocutor here. KO4SSY in the group, KF4TXQ, Daysville, Alabama, 3885. This is my one and done. Over.
I was just trying to help keep it straight. So N4LQ, go ahead.
Oh boy. Yeah. KO4SSY and 4LQ. You're so far down the band, Billy, I had to try to tune this little malachite with my pinky. You're 5 kcs below. I think you were on 3880. And I saw you on the scope, otherwise I never would have found you, but you must have bumped it or something. You must have disturbed the king. Anyway, hello Sam, KF4TXQ. Good to hear you again as always. Grape-Ola, I don't know. There used to be let's see, Moby Grape. Wasn't that a singing group? Moby Grape. There was one called the Electric Prunes that I used to hear. They had a pretty good song out back in about 1966. The Electric Prunes. I had too much to dream last night. Maybe you guys remember that. Oh, you probably didn't listen to rock and roll. But anyhow, I'm confused about Cliff on your which rig you're on. I thought you said you were on the A54 and now you're on the HT41. But when you were on the net, the A54 had that lopsided audio. I think you were upper sideband. At least on the scope, I couldn't tell if I listened to it, of course, but I could see it on the scope. Sounded fine. Now, if I was listening on lower sideband synchronous AM, I wouldn't have heard much of anything, but upper sideband, it was good and clear. So I'm wondering if something changed or if you're on the HT41. And with mine, I could tune the plate tuning and it would shift back and forth, and if I was off resonance at just the right amount, I could balance it out. So I'm really curious about yours. Anyway, I'm going to have to turn this over to, I'm really confused. Billy rattled off those call signs and names so quick. As far as I know, he already had it, so I guess it goes to KN4ME. Dr. John, go ahead and take it. N4LQ.
Well, I better get some audio here. I didn't turn the audio max on. It's coming up slowly. Bear with me. Get the volume max and the audio. Apologize. Hello, 4 there. Now we're doing some modulating. Sorry about that. N4LQ and the crew, KN4 Mike Echo. I'm on the Decker rig now. And we make sure I got everything tuned up right. We got legal limit power going here. And Sam, 73s to you. I had a booming signal in here, just almost full scale on the 75A3. I do need to do some AGC work on that rig. It's not exactly right, but we'll get it straightened out. The audio sounds real good on you guys tonight. Really good conditions. So with that, I think I send it. What I have is I send it to Cliff, WB4NKL. But I've been on the phone with my friend who's close by here. That's WA4III, Greg. And he may possibly be butting in. Hope he does. WB4NKL in the crew, KN4 Mike Echo. I apologize for being off frequency too. Over.
Yeah, KN4ME, WB4NKL. Okay, Dr. John. Good signal. I can tell you're running some power there now. Steve, I've got this thing dipped out. There's the lowest dip. I don't know. I don't have anything to look at it there to see which sideband I'm where most of the audio is. I'll have to get the other lower rig hooked up. But I'm running the A54, driving a Helicrafter's HT41 amplifier. And the HT41 is, I think they originally had some 7094s or some other tube you can't find, so I put a set of 813s in it. That's what I'm running, and it's, like I say, it's running a little over 100 watts. I didn't modify the A54. It's still got that too many turn tank coil in it, so I'm only pushing about 10 watts out of it, and it's driving the amplifier at about 100. And the meter on the peak meter up here is pegging on the 300 watt scale on the peaks. So it's putting out some audio somewhere, and the little REL machine modulation monitor, it's showing about 140% positive peaks. And you can't make it undermodulate or less than, that clipper or whatever it's got in there, diode peak limiter, keeps it from the negative end. So I still, it's doing what yours is doing, I guess, cutting off one of the sidebands. That's kind of crazy. Must be some sharp tuning in that output network. I'll send it on to John, W4TP, WB4NKL. I might have to switch rigs here, John, so you can hear me.
Okay, Cliff. Yeah, it's a little bit light copy here at W4TP, and Dr. John, you on the way up here. Yeah, Billy had moved down about 5 KC. He was around 3880. He was splattering, off my receiver. I said, he's already moved. Anyway, well, I'm going to sign on this one. 73, everybody. Sam, good evening to you, and Billy, and Cliff, and Gosh, I don't know. Dr. John and somebody else in here. Let's see, Steve. And I think that's all. I don't know. And Santa Claus, too. Good evening to you fellas. We'll talk to you later, and we'll see you later on, maybe this week at night here. Let me turn it to you, Billy. I'm not sure who gets it. 73, and go ahead and put me out of the rotation. KO4SSY from W4TP, and good evening, all.
Just a second here. W4TP was 73, John. Yeah, I don't know. I spoke too soon. I run it 2 days before it started doing it again, Cliff. And now it's oscillating again. I don't know. That make no sense. Like John signaled down a little bit there, it really starts to sound like somebody's right off the side throwing a carrier. So I don't know. I thought it corrected itself there. Like I said, I've been talking on it 2 days and it ain't done it a bit. And then I get in here tonight and mention that it straightened itself out, and then there it goes again. So I don't know. This is the 500C. I may need to switch over to the Johnson 500. So I may do that while we're going back around. Anyways, back over to you, Steve. N4LQ, KO4SSY.
All right. KO4SSY, N4LQ. I didn't notice anything unusual. A little bit of hum, which is not too bad. You're probably low end, so you're probably cutting off at about 300 hertz or so. So it's a little bit narrow, but I don't know what else I could say. At least you're back on frequency now. So I don't know, maybe you got something arcing or something in there. You know, I've had to turn the lights out and transmit just looking for things like that. Sometimes that'll reveal things. And Cliff, okay, I didn't see any asymmetry, as it were, on your signal. You looked symmetrical, and but I did notice it on the net. But that could have been conditions, because I had a big buzzing noise just on the south side of my carrier. And I get that on Sunday evenings quite a bit. And it may have been confusing the issue. I was trying to tune that out and so forth. So, you know, you got me thinking now, maybe the reason the LMAC had so many extra turns is so that you wouldn't resonate it. Because if you do, maybe that was causing the lopsided modulation. And I don't know what that would do to the diode situation. Interesting though, 140% is far more than I've seen on any LMAC. They're usually doing good to get 110, 120 at the most. At least mine, that's about what they usually are. Now, the Amico, that thing will just, I've had that thing get up to 150%, and with like 80% negative. It's kind of incredible. So maybe that's a clue. I don't know. I guess you could just try taking a clip and shorting out a bunch of turns and watching it, see what happens. Then maybe you could dip it and look at it if you want to play with it. Otherwise, you just leave it like it is. So let's see what else here. Good evening to Sam, if you're still listening, and Bo, if you're still listening. Probably are. Bo was listening on YouTube. That's how he picked us up, and he decided to join us. But I think he's got an underground antenna. He he had an amplifier going too. He was running solid state amps, so I bet he was running at least 100 watts or so. So, anyhow, let's see. Let's go back to Dr. John. No, wait a minute. I'm going to turn to Billy. That's who's next on my list. Boy, I'm probably messed up. I'll give it to Dr. John. I think Billy just had KN4ME, N4LQ.
Okay. N4LQ, Steve. Good signal here and great audio. Hey, I've got a beverage antenna here that's terminated so that it receives from the north. And it works really great on 160. It works on 75 too. I just flipped on it and it just pretty much nulled out everybody except heterodyne coming in from the north. So that's how that works. This KN4 Mike Echo and great signals in here tonight. Thoroughly enjoying it. It's what AM means to me. Just kind of QSO. We've got a round table and everybody's got good audio and coming in very nicely. I'm going to stand by for WA4II, Greg, if you want to come in. Otherwise, I'm going to pass it to, let's see. I'm confused myself. I think it goes to, I've been sending it to WB4NKL Cliff. But, Billy, if you're the master of ceremonies, you're going to have to straighten this crew out. I don't know what else to say. WB4NKL in the group. Greg, if you're there, come on in. KN4 Mike Echo.
KN4ME, this is WA4II. Yeah, I'm here just listening. Had a 2-meter call from Fulham that's in broadcasting, and I heard somebody make a comment about the modulation, and at the station that he works at, they have found between the technicians and engineers that they get the best sound quality at about 90 to 95% modulation instead of going over 100. They have tried to take it up to about 110%, he said, and it really works on the modulators. So I don't know. I don't know whether it's better to overmodulate a little bit. Probably at 110% you wouldn't have any noticeable distortion, but we was talking about that this evening, and that's what he said. And they run theirs at about 90 to 95% modulation. But I've had the radio on for quite a while, but I had the volume turned down listening to something on television, and forgot to turn it back up. Dr. John called me, so and let's see, I guess he meant for me to turn it over to WB4KNL. That's what I'm looking at anyway. So I don't have anything that would to add to the conversation that would be beneficial. So WB4NKL, this is WA4II. Go ahead and take it.
Okay, WA4II, WB4NKL. Okay, Greg, good signal up here tonight. Now this one's hitting right now. Looks like it's hitting about 120% positive, and it's limited on the negative at about 95% negative. But from what I've read, that some receivers don't react too well if you go much over 100%. You get into some distortion. but I think it's more to do with what you're receiving with. Some of the detectors don't like that high modulation, so I guess you could get into distortion depending on what kind of receiver you were running. So I don't know. It's just I'm not running very much plate current, Steve. I'm just running about 30 mils. So I'd say the Power 6L6s in this automatic don't have any trouble, modulating that and over modulating it, I guess maybe. But that's all the plate current. I'm like I say, just running about 10 watts. That's about all the power. I guess it's about 15 watts input, 30 mils at 500 volts input on the plate. So about 10 watts out of the transmitter driving this. Really, I don't know what to tell you on the. I guess that VFOs are running all the time is what you're hearing, and you're hearing it on receive all the time. I don't think there's any adjustment, and I was looking at the 500C schematic, and all they show is a keying. They show a box, and it says keying network. So I'm going to pull my 500C apart and see what that is. In the manual, they don't tell you what's in that keying network, so I don't think there's any tubes involved. But something there is keeping that VFO keyed on, I guess, if you're hearing it all the time. It'd be handy to be able to zero beat it real easy, I guess, with the carrier there all the time. But like I say, it probably covers up some of the weaker signals. Let's see, I think John got out. It's what I copied, so I guess it goes back to you, Billy. KO4SSY, WB4NKL.
All right, Cliff, WB4NKL. I'm a little bit high here. This thing well, let me touch it. Steve won't be able to hear me on that darn malachite. That's what happens when you try to run that high-tech crap. Keeps all of us old heads whooping on these, running this old stuff, whooping on them VFOs. Cliff, I've been running it for 2 days and it ain't done it a bit. And then I mentioned it tonight that it ain't doing it, and then it starts it up again. So I don't know unless it's, I won't jump in on the conversation. You know how I don't much touch my tuning and stuff on these radios if I've not been off on some of the frequency when I come back on. Most of the time I just look at the meters, and if everything is saying 300 and 120 and everything is the same place it was last time I was talking, I don't touch anything. So I don't know if tuning that oscillator and buffer over there would have tuned it out, but like I say, it hadn't done it in 2 days, and then tonight it starts it up again. So I don't know. Yeah, when the signals are weaker, then it really disturbs the being able to pull them out and hear them well. So I don't know. Yeah, the master will probably have to work on it again. It's probably down in the VFO and not up in there. But see, now that thing used to have a key or something where you're supposed to be able to adjust the keying back on the back of this RF deck, but all that stuff was took out, I think, by whoever had it before. And they was probably trying to either use this thing sideband or something else. I really don't know. I mean, like I said, that part of it was taken out and done something else with, so. You'll probably figure it out before long, because I doubt I'll be able to figure it out. N4LQ to pick it up, KO4SSY.
All right. KO4SSY, N4LQ. Man, you are whopping 100 cycles too high. I measure it exactly. But that's about near as bad as 5KC. You gotta admit, that's a little extreme. And like somebody said a while ago, they heard you splatter But anyway, I guess you must have bumped it. I don't think it would drift that far if you tried. Well, it's 100% modulation. I don't know why that would. The only thing I can think of, you got to have the carrier to be modulated at the receiver. And if you had so much modulation and not quite enough carrier, there could be some problems, especially during times of selective fading. It might be noticeable. So you may have to sacrifice a little bit to get find a balance between the two. Unless, of course, you're like me and use synchronous AM at times, which I am right now. But I did turn it off a minute ago. We had some QRMA, and it was kind of confusing my synchronous. Had to turn that off. So let's see here. And Greg, WA4, good to hear you. I don't think we've met before. My name is Steve, and I'm in Shelby, North Carolina. And I think you signed off. I think you said you were going to be on the side or something. So good evening to you. Now, to whom do I turn it now? Let's see. Looks like it's down the cliff. Everybody else is gone. WB4NKL, N4LQ.
I think you and me still there, ain't you, Dr. John?
He quit.
Alright, it does go to Clifford then.
All right, it's WB4NKL. I'm on a crystal, Steve. No? I'm not on a crystal. I'm on VFO. I thought I was on a crystal. So it must be hanging in there pretty close. Yeah, I got 38, 85, 280. So it's a wonder I hadn't been on up there to plumb out of the band, because I sure thought I had the crystal switch flipped. Well, everybody's, like I say, the band's in great shape tonight. Everybody's sounding good from down south, and some been close in here too. I don't know, daughter showed up there about net time, and I didn't get to hang in there very long. But I guess he had quite a few checked in. I heard George pretty good, Steve. He was coming in pretty good. So that's real good conditions. It's cooled off quick tonight. It's down in the 60s here already. 65 lunchtime I look. Heading up to Pennsylvania Wednesday. Went up to that Touchtown Antique Radio meet, and it looked like the lows up there was down in the 40s at night. I'll have to remember to take a jacket with me. Go ahead, Billy. KO4SSY, WB4NKL.
Howdy, Cliff. WB4NKL. KO4SSY returning. Well, it's jumping back and forth between 38850 and 38851 there right now. This is the Johnson 500 anyway, so it's pretty solid always. But I don't know. I've had some reports that Globe King was one of the best sounding radios I have here when I talked on it on the net one night. But like I say, that's when I first started noticing the carrier in there. And I don't know. Like I said, it hadn't done it. I mean, I've been looking for it. I've been talking on it for 2 days and looking for that carrier, and it's just not been there. And then tonight, when I mention it, it just starts back up out of the blue. So there you go. Maybe it's just a tuning issue. I didn't want to try to retune while there's only 5 knobs you have to tune on this one to bring everything where it needs to be. So I don't like tuning into a dummy load. It's still not the same as the antenna. So I like to tune where I'm talking. Sometimes people get pissy about that, but It's alright. That's where I tune my stuff. But I try to have it done where I don't have to do it when I'm got a bunch of people at hand. So I'll go back through all the tuning on it here in a day or two, see what happens. But anyway, back over to you, Steve, in 4LQ, KO4SSY.
Whiskey 4, Italy, Tango.
W4IT, did I copy you correctly? N4LQ.
N4LQ from Whiskey 4, Italy, Tango. Steve, formerly of South Carolina there in Gray Court. Good to hear you. I just happened to be flipping through the streaming stuff on the YouTube and realized you guys are in here. So, good evening, Steve. How you doing? Over.
Okay, now, did I hear you say your call was VE4IT?
Negative. It's Whiskey 4, Italy, Tango. Whiskey 4, Italy, Tango. Over.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought it was. And then I thought I heard you say VE4, and I thought, boy, we're getting out good. Okay, Steve, another Steve here. Good evening to you, and glad you stopped by here to join us and give us a report on YouTube. So, you're in Fort White, Florida, I guess, and that's pretty good. So, tell me what you're running there, Steve, and then we'll pass it back around and get some reports. Go ahead.
Okay, real good, Steve. Yeah, it's Fort White, Florida. It's about 25 miles northwest of Gainesville, Florida. In northern Florida, about an hour from the Georgia line, really. Just below the 30-degree parallel. And I used to live in Gray Court, South Carolina, until 6 or 7 years ago I retired and moved down here. So there you go, Steve. We're running a Globe Champion 300, a Globe Champ 300, about 220 watts to a horizontal dipole at about 50 feet. Horizontal dipole at 50 feet, and receiving on a Hamlin HQ110A. And yeah, I used to work with you guys, and all the old friends are up there, and even come over to some of the lunches there during the weekday until runs went away, and then y'all changed locations, and I came by that other place about once. But I always had to work, couldn't stay long. But once I retired, my wife took me by the arm and took us down here to our Florida house, and she held me hostage and won't let me go home. So there you go. I need to call the sheriff, I guess. N4LQ so much, and hello to Dr. John. I hope he's copying, because Dr. John gave me a spare Globe Champ 300 years ago. I flew to Alabama and picked it up there at Muscle Shoals, and that's what got this rig on the air. It had a bad swinging choke in the high voltage supply. So there you go, Steve. I talked too long. I'll let you take it away and maybe get in a rotation. N4LQ and
Okay, Steve, W4IT in the group N4LQ. Yeah, solid copy. Real good audio. It's penetrating beautifully through the noise, and it's good and strong. So, the Globe Champ 300 at 220 watts and an HQ110, doing a great job for you. Yeah, I've talked to you before a couple of times, and I think I recall a beacon on 2 meters, maybe, or no, 6 meters? I don't know. Somewhere I remember a beacon with your call sign. Maybe it was 10 meters. Anyway, let's go on back around again to Cliff, WB
it's WB4NKL. Hello, Steve in Florida. I looked you up on QRZ. Looks like you're about 435 miles from me. I'm in East Tennessee, so I'm probably the furthest away from you, I would guess. Oh, you're coming in above the. I've got quite a bit of static here tonight, but you're coming in above it, so good signal from that distance. I guess I'm gonna make this my last one. I need to get out and got a few things I need to do before I get ready to go to bed, and we'll try to catch everybody in the morning. So I'll say 73s. Go ahead, Billy. KO4SSY, WB4NKL.
All right, Cliff. I don't know if Steve might elaborate. Seems like I'm picking up a hum, something on your transmit there. I don't know if it would be with the 54 or the amplifier, but I kept thinking it was someone throwing a carrier, but I went and tried to look a while ago and didn't see anything on the SDR, so Steve may elaborate on that a little bit. Just FYI. And W4IT sounding good up here around Murphy, North Carolina this evening. And I know that's not as far probably as Steve, but anyways, and I know it ain't as far as Cliff from you, so I've heard them two both. I'll switch it back down to you, W4IT, to pick it up, KO4SSY.
Yeah, Steve, W4IT, are you copying Billy, KO4SSY?
Yeah, Roger, I am. I thought he turned it to me. N4LQ in the group, W4IT. Okay, very good, Billy. Yeah, up there in North Carolina. Very good. Got a pretty first skip on here this evening. And you are copyable, but like some of the guys here, this is Florida, and we got that summer crackly noise. And I guess I'm going to have to operate 75 AM phone down here. I'm going to have to put me up a loop antenna to maybe help reduce this noise or do something to get rid of some of the static crashes, because the background crackle here is pretty bad. I'm located maybe 50 miles from the Gulf Coast and about 100 from the Atlantic. So, in this area where a lot of those things converge, and they've gone away a good bit of noise here in the summer, but the fall, winter, and spring is pretty dang good. So there you go. Yeah, Steve, I didn't realize that was a live stream when I got across your line there on your receive. And I was like, well, gee, this is live. And I need to get in here and join these guys, because I know some of you. And the ones I don't know, I've heard of you before. And Steve, yes, that's my 6-meter beacon up on Satisfact Mountain. I've got a couple of friends that are control operators for me. And I put that up there years ago. Because I messed up one time and stole a jumper between my amplifier on 6 meters and my radio to use somewhere else temporarily. And I used to monitor 6 meters when I was in the shack. And I discovered after about 3 weeks that radio had been awful quiet. And I'd missed some openings. And discovered I had no cable. Anyhow, I should have figured that out earlier. So I decided to put up a beacon on the mountain there, and it's also got telemetry with CW on the end for AC and G and N, and the G means the AC is good to the mountain, and the N is no good, and we're on battery. So that's the story on this thing, and I just left it, and 5 minutes I'm glad you here, and I guess up at Shelby. That's good. It's only running like 3/4 watts. Of course, it's over 3,000 feet, I believe it is, 3,200 or something. But anyhow, 3/4 watt horizontal. system's working. It never barred a cable from a working system. I think it goes back to you, W4LQ in the bunch. W4ID in Fort White, Florida.
Okay, and I was going to tell Cliff about the hum. That's a bodacious hum there, Cliff, if you're still listening. It was like a big red stripe on the waterfall. So, yeah, it was copyable, but it seemed to be getting worse. I don't know. So, Steve, real fine on Sassafras Mountain and that beacon. It comes and goes here. 6 meters. I don't do very well at all. I'm kind of behind a hill, and I do fine on HF, but not on 6 meters. So I just gave up on VHF here. We're kind of on the side of the hill in a way, overlooking a lake, and the lake and all that helps on HF, where my angle radiation is kind of straight up, I guess, with this loop. Anyway, I think it's down to Billy and myself, and I'm about ready to take a break here anyway. I'm not too sure I'm going to go get a cup of coffee, but what about you, Billy? And it sounds like your 500 there is hanging in there pretty good. Sounds great. KO4SSY and 4LQ.
Yeah, mighty fine. All right, Steve. Yeah, this one here, thank God, I don't ever have any trouble with it. It's been, like I say, it's a solid one for me. It's just turn on and talk. It always has been ever since I got it up and going. So, and of course, T3 here, it's the same way. But, I just don't know with this one exactly what the. Like I said, 2 days it's talked and didn't do it at all, and now it's doing it again, and I've noticed that before, so it could just be the tuning. It could just be a little bit non-resonant with the tuning and causing something to oscillate there. I don't know, but it bothers me. I'll just have to take it out and take it to Cliff. That's all I can do. That's going to be something that I won't be able to find. I just ain't got enough knowledge of it to be able to trace it out and figure it out. So, anyways, he'll tell me which section he needs, or if I need to load all 3 of them up and take them up there or whatever. But, alrighty, we'll say 7 threes and good night. It was a pleasure talking, and enjoyed getting on with everybody. And wish Larry and Tommy and some of us were to come in, but oh well, they missed out. That's all I can say. We'll catch you probably in the morning if you're on. We'll be at the office. Fire the big rig up. Chat with y'all in the morning, I reckon. 7-3 from here, N4LQ, KO4SSY.
Yeah, I'll probably stagger down here in the morning in a sleepy stupor and fire the rig up. Well, since I'm all loaded up, tuned up, and everything, it should be pretty easy. Just flip the switch. Of course, I'll pull the big Frankenstein switch tonight, just in case of thunderstorms. And I see one down below us now, about 20 miles south. So, okay, we'll see you tomorrow then, Billy, and take it easy. And to anybody else, Steve, that's still out there, and all the ships at sea, good night. 73, this is N4LQ, clear.
Okay, N4LQ with KO4SSY in the group. W4ID, I think there was some other stations breaking. Good night, Steve. Good night, Billy. Good to meet you. I think I've worked you before, possibly, but it's been 5 or 6 years. The other stations that were breaking, go ahead. I'll pick you up if I can copy you over.